Do you want to get crazy?
Sure. What do you want to know or learn about first? Honey or white rice versus brown rice?
I'm not going to lie. I'm not into either of those. I'm just not into a learning mood. But honey's my favorite thing. So probably that.
So we just learned this recently, but most of the honey that you see is pasteurized. And if you've watched our raw milk podcast, you know our feelings about anything pasteurized. And if you didn't, pasteurization is basically heating the source to a certain temperature. I think this said 145 degrees, which I think was the same with milk, so that it kills off the bacteria, the enzymes. With honey, it's more specifically about yeast, it sounds like, which is kind of interesting. But what you're getting with that is you're killing everything that's living within the food. And also you're killing nutrients and digestive enzymes, and also the pollen that's in honey. You're killing it. So our recommendation, I think, would obviously be go get raw honey because it's unpasteurized. But it's the same thing that happens with milk. So all of the things in honey that you probably are going to want, the nutrients, the minerals, the enzymes, the pollen, is getting killed off by your liquid honeys and the squeezable things that you see. The raw honey is more crystallized and it's harder.
It's basically like, you know, when your honey goes bad and it, well, I wouldn't even say it's like that. It's not even crystal. It's more like
I don't think I've ever seen honey go bad.
oh, really? Look at the jar that we have in there right now in the glass.
But it's not bad. It's just that's the stuff that didn't get as pasteurized.
I don't know. It always happens when you like leave honey for so long.
Oh.
It like hardens like that. Like all of them do that.
Oh.
But it's almost like it kind of reminds me of like a peanut butter. It's like a spread.
Oh, like the raw honey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and what you can do is just put it in like a bowl of warm water or whatever too. And it will help kind of break up that crystallization so it becomes a little bit more liquidy if you needed it in that thing. I wouldn't suggest like putting it in the microwave because that can heat it too much and then you're basically doing the same thing as pasteurization. You're killing all that stuff that you want from it. But it makes it an interesting thing with the honey because we're told that it has antioxidants and it has all these like anti-inflammatory and what's the other one, like for your immune system and that sort of thing. Like it's supposed to be one of those foods that's really good for boosting your immune system and whatever. And the honey that we're eating probably isn't doing that into a good effect. And also with it killing out all of the pollen, my thought is that's probably a decent correlation to why we
have allergies.
Because the more that you expose yourself to pollen, the less, I mean, in crazy doses when you're not used to that abundance of pollen, yeah, you're going to have allergies and get weird with that. But if you're kind of low dose consuming it, like with a raw natural honey, you're going to build up your immune system, be able to handle that pollen and handle allergies a little bit better. To where I think that's one of the selling points to honey all the time is like it helps with that stuff, but the honey that we're consuming, you're not getting that from. You're getting basically sugar sauce.
Please let that be the title of this episode. Relationship building and sugar sauce.
Yeah.
I think honey is so wild as far as the antibacterial and antifungal effects to it.
Which that's probably not with the pasteurized honey. It's probably not giving you that effect.
Right. But like I have it mixed in with my face wash.
Yeah.
And I'll put it on my lips. And like you said, like if you've had like dryness or a sore or whatever, then you'll put the honey on it and it heals it.
Yeah.
It's
my mom did that, and she was trying to put all this other random stuff on, and then she had read that honey, helps with that. And she's like, it was like in 2 days. It was gone.
And beyond the fact of it, all the the benefits losing out. It's also what they replace it with. They also, most of our honey is cut 50-50 with corn syrup.
Yeah. To make it more liquidy and come out of the jar easier. Well, and that was the thing that I had read too with pasteurizing honey. With milk, they talk about it being a food safety thing. With honey, it has nothing to do with food safety. It's all about aesthetics and accessibility and it easily being able to be, squeezed out of a jar, basically, or out of a tube, basically. So.
And that's where I think this is a food that I actually like, that it's from the aspect of the visual, because it's easier to tell whether it's real or not. I think sometimes you see raw or organic or unfiltered or whatever. All of that is sometimes hard to tell. Like you'll get organic honey and it'll say on the back, pure honey.
Yeah.
But they don't have to always put on the label what it actually is. Majority of the time they don't. And it's like your apple cider vinegar. It's like there's some funky stuff in there that with the honey, as long as it's a certain percentage, they don't have to say that there's corn syrup in it, which makes no sense to me. I mean, like they're just like fattening us up. I just think of like pigs.
Yeah.
It's like you're just feeding us corn syrup. Like, okay. But the visual will look different. So you will be able to tell what is raw honey versus not.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get it really in the liquid form.
No, it wouldn't come out of a tube and squeeze out. It's going to be more crystallized, lighter color, more tan color, and it's going to be like, I don't know. You're going to have to like you said, it's almost more like a spread than it is a tube coming out. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like you just go to the grocery store and you see raw honey or you see organic honey and it's not that. Like it's pasteurized, it's processed, it's weird, it's whatever. And then all of those things that you hear about honey of how helpful it can be, well, the ones that they're selling in the grocery stores is not that. And we found unpasteurized raw honey in the grocery store. So you can find it and it's going to be there. But I'm just saying the ones that are...
And it wasn't in a weird grocery store. Like we found it in Woodman's back home. Like it was like a regular grocery store. We didn't even go to like a organic place.
You could probably get it at Walmart, Publix, whatever grocery store you go to. But yeah,
I so badly want to be like just start naming grocery. Ralph's, Vaughn's,
H-E-B.
Albertsons, H-E-B.
Yeah. Maybe Target. Yeah. Again, it's just one of those things like we're getting. I don't know. Like I like learning this stuff because then it's like, okay, this is a little bit more information. I get it's daunting for people, but now I can just get a little bit more healthy by choosing a better option or choosing the one that's going to benefit me a little bit more. And also like the things that I'm looking for in honey, I'm actually getting now. I'm not getting this ultra processed. Like it is like, am I just getting sugar sauce?
Yeah.
Like I'm just pouring sugar all over my stuff thinking like I'm getting all these health benefits from honey. It's like, well, no, you're getting barely any nutrients, any minerals, any enzymes, any antioxidants.
Or for some people, like they use, at least I do, but I know some people, they use honey as a alternative, like a sweetness alternative to sugar. Just pouring corn syrup in there.
Yep, exactly.